I count down to like 20 before I open my mouth because I already know I'm having,
Right,
especially on the day when you're like at a level 8 and you're
girl.
pushing through, like I'm pushing through, I'm not thinking about it, and here you come.
I mean, I mean, first thing in the morning.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just like, can I? Can I? What?
I'll tell
You
you
know?
what, I have my best friend. She is like a morning person. Like she's like up, and I get up in the morning. I'm sure you do too, but it's so painful for me when I wake up in the morning. I don't want.
I feel like I've been in a street fight.
I feel like somebody hit me with a truck and just laid their wheel over me.
Right?
So, I don't talk too much anymore. I might say good morning, but like my family didn't understand it now. Like I don't start
Right.
talking to me, so
Yeah.
I start.
Somebody like the mumbling. Why you? What'd you say? I'm like, I'm not saying it
I'm
again.
not saying it again. I
Like,
understand. So tell me about your group, your support group, and how long
well,
has it been existing? How do we get to it? Because I didn't know.
well, it's super new.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, we only had a couple of meetings so far. It's a couple. Well, right now it's just butterfly chats. That's what it called.
Okay.
And I'm kind of testing out different locations, trying to figure out the easiest way
Mm-hmm.
to get people logged in.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Before it was on Facebook Live.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it wasn't very interactive. I mean, it
Mm-mm.
wasn't easily interactive.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
So this next one, which is September 30th
Mm-hmm.
at 6 p.m.,
Send me an invite. Make sure
I
you send me an invite.
definitely will.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be on Hop In,
Mm-hmm.
and you can just come in to that forum,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a video chat, and you can have your cameras off,
Okay.
but we can interact with each other. It has a chat. We can do games, and we can come together. It's for spoonies, for caregivers, people are who want to support the people in their life
Mm-hmm.
that have pain, or if you want to support a caregiver
Mm-hmm.
who is supporting a spoonie.
Right.
It's for you. Come in and we're going to be giving information. We're going to give it information, support, and we're working on ways to help provide assistance
Mm-hmm.
with food insecurity,
Mm-hmm.
and some like school supplies for the next year.
Mm-hmm.
But we're gonna get a little more information about that. But if you go to my Facebook page,
Mm-hmm.
Butterfly
Yeah.
Chats,
Mm-hmm.
on Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
the event is created there, and
Okay.
you can just get the link from there. But
Okay.
I will send you like all the linky
Because I will
stuff,
forget. Let me tell you,
and you
honey,
can, yeah, oh yeah, I got you.
I will forget.
I'll send you all the linky stuff, and you can tag
Yeah.
it, post it, add it,
You
whatever.
know what? I think I miss a lot of things because to me, for especially organizations that are new and upcoming,
Hmm.
Facebook is not user friendly for me.
Yeah.
Um, I,
Yeah.
so I do like when I was doing my group, I was just doing Zoom. Like here's the Zoom link, boom,
Exactly.
and it worked for me. And so that might be something you want to consider in the future.
Yeah.
But what it. I got so mad trying to do a do a you know how you guys get on there and do the your weekly or monthly thing with Crystal and Melissa and everything.
Uh-huh.
It was just I was like it's too quirky. It's too quirky. It drops. It does not
Yeah.
get. And so I use Facebook just to get on there. I get some couple resources. I might talk here and there, but I don't do a lot on Facebook anymore. I've
Yeah.
done like a lot of organizations. I've moved off of it because they really need to build a better platform for businesses. I swear they do.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I'm kind of testing out a lot of the
Mm-hmm.
different platforms, because I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
Um and
Okay.
I'm really trying to find the best location
Mm-hmm.
to interact with the community,
Yes.
with our community, to get the information to us, because that's the thing. I mean, that's the thing we're missing. We're missing getting the information
Yeah.
and
That's
getting it in a timely manner to where we can actually benefit from it.
yes. So
Um,
that's why I do so much content and I get it out there and I'm on Twitter and Instagram between those two and LinkedIn. I'm pretty, and you get man. Look, Facebook the other day they dropped Instagram too. They getting on my nerve. They dropped like 260 something push notifications where people have reached out to me and it's getting redundant. So I hope they fix those quirks very soon because we're trying to get the information out to your audience, but we do get some difficulties with it. And
we're doing our best.
We're doing our best. So how often will you be doing your meetings?
Right now, once a month. Because right now it's just me. Okay. So with everything else I'm doing, I kind of need to watch my spoons. But right now it's just gonna be once a month, and then once I see how many people show up and how much interest there is, I may increase it after that.
Okay, that's what's up. I'm glad to hear that because I stopped mine. It was a need for it, but I stopped because I had like a couple group when nobody showed up or a couple people showed up and like my time is too valuable and I'm doing all this going on and it's a lot of good groups out there. So I'm glad because it's a lot of them that's out there. There's so many. So I'm glad to hear that you started a group. And are you going to make it like where they could come? Are you going to keep it online? How are you going to?
Right now, yes, I'm gonna keep it online just because it's too peoply out there. I think it's I know at least for me, it's better virtually. If it gets bigger and if it gets a little bit safer outside, then I will consider doing it in person. I am considering doing some sort of either an event or like a drive of some sort.
Yes.
Because there's an event that I am working on in my head that's not fully formed yet.
We'll kick it off offline.
Okay, yeah. So I am considering that, but you be on the lookout for that. So yeah.
Sure is, because she's on the move, and I follow her on TikTok because I'm a TikTok person that gets on. I've got my followers up, and then I just went silent. So I'm trying to work on TikTok, but you'll be on there active. I said, and I look at her. I got on there like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning today, and my first video was yours. And I said, girl, I'm tired. I was talking to your video like, girl, I'm tired. What you doing?
I know, right? Talk to me, girl. I probably was up recording another TikTok.
You're real comfortable in front of the camera, which is something that
I'm glad it looks like that. Great.
Yes,
that's what I was going for.
Because I'm comfortable in front of the camera, but I've had some doozies in my inbox and things like that. Like
girl.
One person I was like, am I going to have to capture your IP address? I'm like, so it kind of, because we're out there.
Just mark that bad boy. I mark, report, and block.
Yes, I had one guy. He's followed me to every platform, and has created like 7, 8 different profiles. And I told him, I said, I cannot be that important.
Right? I know.
I said, but
now that you might want to look. You might want to look into that.
I said, but you about to catch a police report for real. And so, so I kind of be leery about that because people are just so finicky and crazy.
They're not right.
They're just not right. And we try to help out here. And no matter if you have an organization of 1 or 1,000,000, we're public figures once we put our stuff out there as advocates of getting up here, and it can get a little iffy, a little scary.
Yeah, it does. I mean, because I do think about stuff like that. I mean, pretty much everything I post, I'm like, okay, first I'm like, is anybody gonna care?
Yeah.
Number 1. And then number 2, I'm just like, okay. I kind of have to prepare myself for possible backlash. I mean, because, I mean, even though it's, chronic health, and chronic pain, geared, you have to realize that not everybody's going to care. There's a lot of ableist and ableism out there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, people, and people have said things. I've had the block comments and delete comments.
Yeah.
Stop being lazy, so stop whining, or this and that. So I'm like, okay, go get you a life. Go get you a life.
And I'm like in my regular life, I'm like the petty comeback queen. So I have to
Right.
restrain myself. So I'll be like, okay, wait a minute,
Right.
because is it worth me even going there with you? But
Right.
it's I think that people are very sensitive to it, but I was telling someone the other day, I just think that right now in our community, I think people more and more outside of our community are having family members are being diagnosed or friends. So
Mm-hmm.
now the interest is there, like what exactly is going on. So
Exactly.
I've had I just have my moments and stuff like that, but it's been really great. I see our community just growing so much lately and things like that. I'm so glad for. So what are we looking at for the future with you?
Well, season 3 of the podcast is going to
Mhm.
be starting October 15th.
Okay.
So be on the lookout for that.
Mhm.
I will be doing a launch party
Okay.
for season 3. It's going to be a live, and just be looking for more information on that because
Absolutely.
it's forming. I will also be giving away for the launch party though. I will be giving away a book bundle set
Okay.
of my Lord Teach My Soul to Sing.
Mhm.
It will be the journal and the hardcover book,
Mhm.
and a mug with a male or a female praying with Lord
Okay.
Teach My Soul to Sing.
Yeah.
Um, and I will give information about that in the posts further
Oh, okay.
when it's out.
Okay, so you got a whole plan for your rollout and everything like
Mhm.
that. Great. And in advocacy, what are you doing? What's going to be next for you in advocacy?
Well, um I'm getting together with support fibro,
Mm-hmm.
and we're still working for increased funding for chronic pain and fibromyalgia specific funding, so we can get the specific uh, education
Yes,
to the doctors so
absolutely.
that they'll know how and what to test for.
Right.
So we're working towards that.
Mm-hmm.
As far as me, my personal advocacy, I'm working towards more um, medical bias information,
Okay.
um, finding your voice advocacy,
Mm-hmm.
helping our community spoonies to understand their medical rights
Mm-hmm.
and how to speak to a physician
And when you
when
say medical bias, I don't mean to cut you off. When you say medical bias, what do you mean when you say medical bias?
medical bias is something as well as something like basically any marginalized community, whether it is a person of color,
Mm-hmm.
Latinas, Indian, what have you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, any population like that has a very large percentage higher chance of either misdiagnosis, over medication, or under medicated,
Mm-hmm.
um, or simply being dismissed altogether
Absolutely.
than the white counterpart. It's just the white counterpart.
Okay.
Um, they are, people of color are refused medications, pain medications, at a higher rate. They are given, less standard of care
Mm-hmm.
by not doing full exams,
Mm-hmm.
than a white person or anyone that's not a person of color.
Okay.
So recognizing when you are when you are experiencing type of um that type of treatment.
Okay. So like the obstacles and in the more disadvantaged part of not even just fibromyalgia, just medical period.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
basically, pretty much like teaching what a exam of, like, let's just say eye exam. Let's just say that
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
if when you go into an eye exam, understanding all parts of what your eye exam should
Supposed
entail.
correct.
And when especially if you're having a specific issue, and if you feel that you're not being fully, heard,
Mm-hmm.
recognizing where something is, possibly being missed, overlooked, or not taken as seriously, and then just giving you the language to bring that up.
Well, that's great. That will really, because I do know that a lot of times in there are, we end up being an unrepresented population in a illness that happens to
Yeah.
everybody, but we don't get the same opportunity of medical in certain areas, and even when you're in certain areas, it's sad, but it is still like that.
Yeah.
And so that will very much help a lot of people, and also like a lot of people that was a little bit older than us, they come from a generation
Mm-hmm.
where what the doctor says is just
Is
like
law.
a law, like what the parent told you, and
Yep.
so they don't even question, even when their common sense tells them, no, this is not right. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
and so I'm glad that you're gonna be tackling that. And so your
Yeah. I
advocacy,
mean,
your plate is full like mine. I love to hear. Girl, I love hearing what people doing, because I'm like, God, why didn't you think of that? So that is great. I love to
yeah.
hear stuff
So
like
a quick story about what you were just saying. Didn't
that.
mean
Mm-hmm.
to cut you off, but
Mm-hmm.
it's like, as far as the generational difference.
Mm-hmm.
So I was speaking to an older family member of mine, about a doctor's visit, and I'm into all of my health stuff. Clearly,
Mm-hmm.
I check my, I go log onto all my insurance on the internet, on the
Mm-hmm.
web. I track all my records, all that,
Mm-hmm.
and I knew that my copay had changed.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I went to the doctor, and the doctor, the they didn't change their records. And so the doctor's office was charging me the old copay. And I was talking to this family member about the difference, and how I was like, oh wait, no, they're overcharging me.
Mm-hmm.
And the family member's like, well, if that's what they say they owe you, just pay them that.
Yeah.
No, no. I'm like, like,
Absolutely not.
why we what?
Yeah.
Why we do that?
Yeah.
My insurance say this. It's right here, paper.
Right. Absolutely. And you come off a lot of times, they look at you as being just difficult. It's not that. It's
No,
just
it's just
like,
right.
no, it's just right.
It's like, yeah, I'm like, no, I'm like, and I mean, and that, I mean, and because at first I was like, what is you talking about?
Yeah.
But then, like, kind of like what you were just saying, I had to kind of step back. You know what?
Mm-hmm.
Back, that's what they didn't question those kind of things.
They did. They did. And that's has and it can hurt your, I mean, when your body doesn't get what it needs and you've been misdiagnosed. I've known countless people who found out something different at the end,
Mm,
and the signs were there, and that's why I just like you said, we push you. Hey,
mm-hmm.
you stand up for yourself when it comes to the medical. It does not have to be a fight, but it does
No,
have to be a mutual respect that I know what I'm talking about and you know what you're talking about, and we'll come together
yeah,
and get it together and things like that. So with advocacy, what do you see it going in the future?
you know. I don't know. Well, I say I don't know because I'm kind of scared of.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of scared of what I do see. But to be quite honest, I mean, I hope to see change. Honestly,
Mm-hmm.
I hope to see that we actually can get some lawmakers that will hear us,
Mm-hmm.
and get some laws changed, and get some lines in books changed, and get some actual decent healthcare spread around.
Yeah.
If it's not in every place, at least close enough to where it's not a financial drain
Mm-hmm.
to save your life.
Right. So I remember from our last conversation how you had a great family support. Your mom was like your rock. How is things going? Is your family doing, or your family support still very much very supportive?
They are still here, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And they are very supportive. It is hard on them. I mean, and that's why that's one reason why I kind of started the support group, because you know obviously the patient, us, the spoonie, yes, we're dealing with stuff. We have our issues.
Right.
Um, but then there are the family, you know, and even if they're not necessarily right there hands on, quote unquote, taking care of you.
Mm-hmm.
They still have to see you
Yes.
be this person that they are not used to seeing,
Mm-hmm.
and they see you suffering. And you can't not take that into account.
Yeah.
So that's why I made the support group for us and for them.
Yeah.
So that it's a place where we all can come, and hear the stories and, know that we got it. Like it's hard, yeah, but there's people that understand.
Yeah.
And, maybe at some point,
Mm-hmm.
we'll all be able to have, some sort of relief. But just have that space where we can come, get all the, venting you need to get out,
Mm-hmm.
so that you can go back and do what you need to do.
Yeah, I completely. I'm so glad that you are including the family because you're right. Because I know with me, my sister and for me, you get tired of people tired of even saying, I don't feel good. I'm in pain.
Yeah.
My pain level is this today, and to be honest, like I had one family member say, like every time I talk to you, you say you're in pain. Well, every
Hmm.
time you talk to me, I am in
I'm
pain.
in pain.
But if you don't want to hear it, I respect it. So
Yeah.
I've gotten to the point where, like, unless you know me, you don't really know that I'm with my bad days and my good
Mm-mm.
days. Only one I can say really is my husband because he's there when I wake up in the morning, or he sees me when I went some pain and nobody go. Like when I open the door, walk out my bedroom door,
Hmm.
it's like my game face is on and
Oh yeah.
hey,
Oh
how
yeah.
you doing? How you? Yeah,
Masked up.
yeah, mask up, and
Hmm.
so it shouldn't be like that. But you don't want people because they get concerned. They
Yeah, you
get
don't
just
want to feel sorry for you. It's not.
yeah,
It's not no old pity thing.
yeah.
I mean, it's just it's our reality.
Yeah, it's our reality. And so, when you're having like sometimes people are they're like, well, you could do this and you could do that, and they don't understand you don't know what all went into me doing this or
Oh.
doing that, like for instance, like with them doing the surgeries on my neck and things like that, it's cleared up a lot of my fibro. I'm able to bowl now. And I haven't
Ooh,
been able to bowl in about I want to say a good 8 years. I haven't been
look
able to
at
bowl.
you.
And girl, you couldn't tell me that. Look, I was
Okay, Pins.
look. I was out there bowling a whole 100, and I was fine with it
Okay, Pins. Go ahead.
because people didn't
Knock them down.
understand. Yeah, people didn't understand that. They didn't understand the
Me and my
journey.
100. What?
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay, that's what's up.
Hey,
Yeah,
if they knew
they didn't know the
what
journey.
it took to get you that 100, they'd be
They
like, they've
right.
been snapping right along with you.
Exactly. So, but when I go home, they don't know that the next day it takes me
Epsom
like
salts,
right. They don't know
heat
that.
packs.
Right. They don't know when I come in at night, I'm in like 190-degree tub and I'm getting myself together. But because I don't let it stop me, I just
Yeah,
learned to just
exactly.
work around it. But they don't understand it takes me 2 days to recover from
Hmm.
y'all out living y'all life. I'm at home
Yeah, I mean, I know I had to.
with
I
mist
was.
all on me.
I mean, seriously. I mean, got pain patches all over me,
Yes.
looking like somebody on Friday or something,
Yes.
scratching.
Or I'm in the middle of the second game and my husband's like reaching, leaning over to me, like, you took your medicine. So I'm like, yeah.
And
So
you
when I
can
go home,
tell,
yeah, yeah, he
and
can tell.
when that pain kick in, you're like,
Yeah,
yeah.
but you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know. And
Mm-mm.
so when I get people that's kind of irritated with me when I don't show up here or I don't do this or I don't do that,
Mm-hmm.
maybe I need to get better and say, hey, I'm not doing that because I don't feel good. But I just like, dang, you know me by now.
Yeah.
And so, it's good that you are doing a group that family relatives because sometimes I need to come in and just unleash themselves because I'm
Yeah.
sure it is hard. It is very hard seeing
Mm-hmm.
a loved one go through pain. It's just like when you watch them go through cancer and things like that.
Exactly.
That's wonderful.
And I think it's like with that because it's
Mm-hmm.
like, with cancer, that's a hard disease.
Yes, it
But
is.
even with that, it has a beginning and it has an end at some
Mm-hmm.
point.
That's
Where one way or the other, either you get healed and you're in remission
mm-hmm.
or not, right?
Right.
But fibro, it just has a beginning.
And it goes
Because that's
on and
yeah,
on and on.
because like that's the one thing that the my doctor who diagnosed me, he's
Mm-hmm.
like, well, yeah, you have fibro, you won't die from it though.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, and keep
And
going.
And they
So
act like there's something like you feel like,
yeah, oh, that's a
okay.
bright side. You won't die from it. You're just gonna be in agony for the rest of your days.
But I bet you that medicine you give me is going to cause me.
Right?
That's
I'm just like, really? Yeah, the medicine is gonna make you gain 2,500 pounds.
right. Yeah. Shoot.
I mean, so yeah, it's like, so yeah, it's like you think about that, and so we're just the emotional toll that it has, that thought has on you.
Yeah.
Imagine how it that is with the family, and so you're gonna go through those times where your family is just like, I'm sick of you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm sick of you. I'm sick of you being sick,
Right.
sickly. It's like it should be like, oh my god,
Right.
But so you go through those waves, and you just gonna have to go through them.
Yeah.
you
So with
know.
support fiber, are you an advocate for them, or you just co-work? You just do projects with them?
Yeah, no, yeah, we work together. We work together in just some projects,
Yeah, we just
and yeah. Hmm.
okay. Okay. So I'm glad you just doing your thing. I tell people all the time, you don't understand what I can do in this bed.
Right?
I'm
Hey, as long as
driving.
I got Wi-Fi and a stylist,
I'm
I'm good.
good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. So I'm glad, so glad that you came on the Pretty and Plain podcast again today. Please tell us again the name of your books and where
Okay.
to find them, and just give us a last word that you'd like to give everyone.
Okay, doke. So we have Lord Teach My Soul to Sing, which is a love letter from the heart of a young girl hungry to feast on the bounty of the Lord. This devotional is not your everyday devotional. It is devotional and a journal in one.
Okay.
You can find this on Amazon or on my website, butterflychats.com. If you go to my website within the next 48 hours,
Mm-hmm.
whenever you post this,
Mm-hmm.
um, it will be, you'll see a special price on there. So you can just click there and you may get a little discount.
Okay.
Um, then we have but the Butterfly Mindfulness Journal for preschoolers. We have the Mindfulness Crafters, the mindfulness book for boys.
Okay.
That's also available on my website and on Amazon. Um, yeah. Oh, and then my podcast. And what
Don't
else?
forget the podcast.
I know. And then we have Butterfly Chats, the podcast, coming back for season 3 in October, of October 15th. But you can catch up now, to get here all the good stuff that I've done the first 2 seasons, because this third season,
Mm-hmm.
oh my god, I'm gonna have some amazing social media influencers
Great.
that are in the chronic pain field,
Absolutely.
um coming on interviewing for Crohn's and lupus. You're gonna love it.
Awesome.
I have a doctor, a doctor of physical therapy and pain specialist.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna come on and give us some amazing tips and tricks on how to manage our pain.
Mm-hmm.
It's You're gonna not want to miss season 3. I am so happy for season 3.
All right. So you're gonna be.
Spotify and Amazon Music for now, but
Mhm.
it will be available in other markets pretty soon.
Okay, you're knocking it out the park. And then her also remember that her support group meets September
Ah,
the
that's
30th.
right.
You will be able to find the link on her website or on her
Yep.
Facebook page
Yep. And yep. Facebook page and website.
and website Butterfly Chats. It's very easy to find.
Hmm.
And thank you so much for coming. Please give us a word of that you like to give advice for those who are still going through the storm of fibro, including yourself.
Yes. Well, I guess the only thing I would like to just leave you guys with is, even though even though you didn't choose this battle, and even though you don't know what your next day is gonna be, just know that you already have everything that you need to get through the next day. It may not feel like you do, but all you gotta do is just take on the strength that you have at that very moment, and just believe that the Lord will take care of you. And even if you don't believe in the Lord, your higher power, believe in that, and you just wait till the next day, and you will see that you can do it. And don't let fibro break you.
Amen. Can't nothing positive like that. That is great. It absolutely, absolutely. Again, Latoya, thank you so much for coming on the Pretty in Pain podcast today. It was a joy, and I'm sure once those other books come out and when Butterfly uploads again, we'll be bringing your little stuff right back on here.
Thank you. I am looking forward to it.
To talk some more. Thank you so much. Please hold on, everyone, for my commentary on this episode. Thanks.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Pretty in Pain podcast. I enjoyed this episode because with Latoya, of course, she has such an awesome story. We've, for those who have not heard her story more in detail, please refer back to her episode that she did before, first podcast episode that she did with our podcast. I like it because she keeps on going no matter what's going on. She took her lemon and made lemonade, and she's such a positive force in the advocacy arena when it comes to fibromyalgia. Her books, I know they're going to be awesome. We are going to be offering 2 of those books to a lucky winner. All you have to do is either go on the YouTube channel and put in the comments watched, the word watched or listened, or you can reach out to me on the platform, on the podcast platform, and send me a message saying that you watched or listened to the video, and you will be entered. The contest will end on next Wednesday, which is September the 28th. Please keep Latoya in mind when you're looking for a support group. Her support group is virtually. It will be going back online on October. All the links to everything that's Latoya does, from her books to her support group and to her podcast, will be in the links below. Thank you again for another awesome episode of Pretty in Pain podcast. See you later.